I got blamed for ruining my mum's birthday dinner, but all I did was ask why one family rule only existed for me. I'm 32, divorced, and for the last 8 months I've been dating Aaron. He's kind, quiet, and the first person I've wanted my family to meet since my marriage ended. When Mum invited everyone for her birthday, I asked if Aaron could come. She went silent, then said, "Let's keep it family only." New partners make things complicated. I accepted it, even though it stung. My divorce had made everyone uncomfortable. I was tired of being treated like a fragile object that might crack in public. But when I walked into the dining room that night, my younger brother was there with a woman I'd never met. He introduced her as his girlfriend of 5 weeks. My cousin had brought a man she'd been seeing since spring. Nobody blinked. I pulled Mum aside and asked calmly why Aaron was different. She gave me this tight smile and said, "Your situation has history." That was the first time I realized there wasn't a family-only rule. There was a me-only rule. I tried to let it go. I helped set plates. I poured drinks. I smiled while everyone asked my brother's new girlfriend questions they had never cared to ask about Aaron. Then I noticed an extra chair at the end of the table. There was a folded napkin, a wine glass, and Mum's good cutlery. When I asked who else was coming, my sister looked at the floor. A minute later, the doorbell rang. My mum lit up like nothing was wrong and said, "Oh, good, Mark's here. Mark is my ex-husband." And apparently he was still welcome at family dinner. Aaron wasn't. I wish I could say I handled Mark walking in with grace, but my whole body went cold. He hugged my mum, kissed my aunt on the cheek, and placed a bakery cake on the counter like he still belonged there. Everyone acted normal. Too normal, I asked. Why is my ex here when my boyfriend wasn't allowed to come? The room went quiet, except for my nephew asking for juice. Mum said Mark had been invited for years, and I knew that. But I didn't. I knew he had dropped off tools once. I knew he sent Christmas cards. I did not know he was eating Sunday roast in the same chair my family told me Aaron couldn't sit in. Then my brother snapped, "Don't start." He helped me when nobody else could. That opened the door. My sister admitted Mark had paid the deposit on her wedding photographer when she was short. My brother said Mark had lent him money after his business nearly folded. My mum said he had covered part of the roof repair last winter, and suddenly the rule made sense. If I brought Aaron, Mark might stop coming. If Mark stopped coming, the favors stopped too. I asked how long they had been protecting his feelings instead of mine. Nobody answered. Then Mark said very softly, "I only asked not to be blindsided. After 10 years in this family, I deserved that." That sentence made me feel insane. Because I had been told the rule was about healing, about boundaries, about keeping dinner peaceful, but it was really about keeping Mark comfortable because Mark was useful. I said, "So my relationship had to stay invisible because everyone here owes my ex something." My mum's face changed, not angry, panicked. She told everyone to sit down before the food got cold, but my sister whispered, "Mum, she should know." And that was when I realized this wasn't just about dinner. There was one favor nobody had mentioned yet. My sister looked like she regretted speaking, but it was too late. I asked my mum what else Mark had paid for. She sat down slowly and said, "The house." Not the whole house, but after my dad died, Mum had fallen behind on payments. Mark covered several months and never asked her to repay it. At least that was how she described it. But I knew Mark. Mark never asked for money back. He asked for loyalty. He asked for access. He made people feel rescued, then acted wounded when they said no. That was the part my family never wanted to hear about our marriage. He wasn't a monster. He was charming, generous, and impossible to disagree with once he had helped you. I looked at him and said, "This is why I left, because every favor came with a chair at the table. Nobody moved. Mark told me I was being unfair." My mum started crying and said I had humiliated her on her birthday. My brother said I could have handled it privately. Maybe I could have. But they had made private decisions about my life for almost 3 years. They let me think I was too damaged to bring someone new around while they welcomed the person I was trying to move on from. So I picked up my coat before I left. I said, "If Mark is family, then stop pretending I'm the one making things awkward, but don't ask me to sit beside the man funding your comfort while my life stays hidden." Aaron picked me up 10 minutes later. I cried the whole way home. The next morning, Mum texted that I owed everyone an apology for ruining dinner. My sister privately said she understood, but begged me not to cut them off because Mum might lose Mark's help. And that is the part I keep turning over. Was I wrong to walk out and expose the reason, or were they wrong for making my healing less important than his money?